Party people in the place to be, this is DJ Cassidy, and you are tuned in to Magic Rabbit Productions.
Hey, it's another Q&A with DJ Beatstreet, and today's interview I have world-renowned, world-famous DJ Cassidy.
Hello, sir.
What's going on?
How are you?
Good. Nice running into you again.
Well, it's great to see you here backstage at the Robin Thicke tour.
Definitely. Yep. Amazing. You just got done rocking the show.
Thank you. I did. This is our fourth show, and my fourth time ever rocking with a band.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew when I set out on the journey of my album that, speaking of, I think that was Robin outside.
Robin.
When I set out on the journey of this album, which we're going to talk all about, I knew that I had to bring the live aspect of a show to the DJ world, and I knew I had to incorporate a full-on live band into what I did, and the first manifestation of that show is on the Robin Thicke tour.
Okay. Yeah, I know that we've probably seen stuff over the years, with like the late great AM doing the thing with Travis Barker, doing like a drummer DJ thing, but this is like something more on the next level where, like you said, you've got horns and bass and...
This is bass, guitar, keys. If you come to a DJ Cassidy show, if you come to the Robin Thicke tour, if you come to any other DJ Cassidy show, the band is completely interactive in everything I do. So whether I'm playing my first single, Calling All Hearts, featuring Robin Thicke and Jessie J, or whether I'm playing a Jay-Z song, or a Run DMC song, or an Earth, Wind & Fire song, or a Michael Jackson song, or a Rolling Stones song, or a Calvin Harris song, or a Bob Marley song, all my musicians are completely interactive in the experience. So if you imagine going to see a live band as you're used to seeing it, but instead of the lead singer, you're seeing DJ Cassidy.
This is a very interesting twist.
It is, and it's really been a part of my vision for 4 years, so it's such an honor and so fitting to have the opportunity to debut this new show on the Robin Thicke tour, being that he's such a big part of my album and, of course, on my single, Calling All Hearts.
Mm-hmm. And I think for those who do come and see it, like you said, instead of seeing the Bob Marley or lead singer Rolling Stones or whatever, you're seeing the DJ. In most sets, we've seen the DJ kind of hidden in the background, but this is more so you in the foreground with the rest of the band.
Exactly. What you see is me at the front of the stage, at the center of the stage, with my band on the left, and and the rest of the band on the right. And it really is a DJ band experience like we have never seen before.
Okay. And, like you said, you've been doing this for 4 years, and this is leading up to the big project. But for those, who don't know you and this is their first time hearing about you, I want to give them a little bit about, who Cassie is and, what you're about.
Well, the story really starts when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
I was a hip-hop kid. I asked my parents for 2 turntables and a mixer for my birthday. When I turned 10, I received the greatest gift of my life. At that age, I felt like many kids that to fully embrace hip-hop, you had to hate everything else. But I looked up to Kool Herc, Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, the founders of hip-hop. And I thought in order to be like my heroes, I need to play like my heroes. And what I quickly learned was that they weren't playing hip-hop, because there was no hip-hop.
That's right.
So they were playing everything: funk, soul, disco, rock and roll, reggae, Latin music, everything under the sun to create this new culture. I was completely fascinated by that, and it totally changed my outlook. And I made it my mission at that age to be completely undefined, to be the DJ that people would call on to play all music for all people all over the world. And by the time I was 18, I really started to live that vision. I really started to live that motto. I started to DJ all around the world. I started to play in America, in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in Australia, some of the hottest nightclubs and events of my time. And I had the privilege at such a young age of being able to DJ for a lot of my heroes and a lot of people who I looked up to and a lot of people who I admired.
Mm-hmm.
I started DJing parties for Puffy. I started DJing for Jay-Z, Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez, Russell Simmons, Naomi Campbell, Anna Wintour, Oprah Winfrey, to the President of the United States. And if you hear singing in the background, that's Robin Thicke doing his warm-up. So you're getting a very, very sneak peek here.
Super exclusive.
A super backstage sneak peek of the Robin Thicke tour. So I had the blessing of being able to perform for a lot of people who I admired, and eventually it led me to the White House, and I was the first DJ to ever play a presidential inauguration, the first DJ to ever play a Democratic National Convention, the first DJ to ever perform at the White House.
Wow.
Now I tell you all these experiences because no matter where I went, America and beyond, whether I was playing for the leaders of the hip-hop world, the leaders of the fashion world, or the leaders of the free world, whether I was playing for young people, old people, black people, white people, rich people, poor people, or anyone in between, whether I was playing at a hip-hop club in New York City or I was playing at a house club in Saint-Tropez, no matter where I was, no matter who was in front of me, and no matter what those people came to hear, I began to view the soul music of the late 1970s and early 1980s as the greatest and most universal dance music of all time.
I agree 100%.
No matter where I was, the classic records of that era not only worked, but they killed. And they put a spirit and an emotion and an energy in the air like no other kind of music. And this music became a huge part of my career. It's what drew a lot of the bigger names who I'm known for playing for to me. And it happened all very naturally. And it became my favorite music to play. And I said to myself, I wish there was more music I could play like this, that young kids could own. So 4 years ago, I stopped talking about it, and I decided to do something about it. And I set out on a mission with my first album to bring back the most iconic universal dance music of all time, back to nightlife, back to the dance floor, back to the airwaves.
It's crazy. Wow. Wow. And like, let's even just forget about the whole DJing, Serato, everything. Let's just get into the music. Like you said, like, our generation doesn't have that Last Dance. We don't have these Donna Summer anthems that, back then, like, I could play it for my mother, I could play it for people in their late 30s and 40s, and it's still their hits. Like, I don't feel like my generation, I grew up listening to that song. I still somewhat identify because I grew up listening to it, but I guess those behind me, we don't really, they don't really have those hits. And I guess this is what you're setting, up with Calling All Hearts and the other songs on your album. You're bringing back, should we call it disco or just...
No, I wouldn't call it disco. Disco was kind of a genre that began with R&B music, and that led to something else. The genre, the title got away from its core.
Mm-hmm.
At its foundation, what disco really meant was the music they played at the discotheque, and what they were playing was fast, up-tempo soul music. But once the name was created, every artist on earth was trying to make a disco record. But really what it was real soul music. So in my journey of creating this album, the first step was making a playlist in iTunes that was 25 songs long. And I put those songs in chronological order, and they all fell between 1978 and 1982. And those were my favorite 25 songs of this era. So the second step was I made a list of all the musicians who played on every one of the songs.
Okay.
The drummer, the guitar player, the bass player, the horn players, 25 lists. And after making 25 lists, what I realized was that the same names were recurring over and over. And it became very clear that the producers and the recording artists were essentially hiring the same session musicians. And those guys, in their low 20s, young kids, were really the architects of this sound, the men behind the music. So I said to myself, if I really want to achieve my mission here, I need to go to the source.
Definitely.
So over the past 4 years, I reunited 22 of the most legendary musicians of the late 1970s and early 1980s for the first time in over 30 years in one room to channel their definitive sound with no machines, no samples, no covers, no interpolations.
Okay.
Then I said to myself, now I need a new voice to bring to this music. I need my generation to hear a new voice under this one sound. And the voices that I recruit not only need to represent my generation, but need to represent all genres of music, from R&B to pop to electronic to rock, everything. All voices, all people coming together under one sound. So, over the past 4 years, I recruited the most diverse, eclectic roster of recording artists from our generation to write and record original songs to this music. And that list of artists includes John Legend, Estelle, Kelly Rowland, Melanie Fiona, Mary J. Blige, Chromeo, Passion Pit, Neo, CeeLo, Robin Thicke, Jessie J, Usher, and R. Kelly.
It's a big list right there. And all of this is going to be featured on your project.
Yes, those are the 10 songs on my album. I believe that the music that I have created will last forever and will be timeless. The direct goal was not to make timeless music. It just so happens that that sound and that feeling and that emotion and that spirit, when put into songs, creates music that lasts forever.
Do you feel as though, you made this now because you feel as though that we don't have this now in our time? Do you feel like, when the project is out, that we're ready? Like this is something that we're ready for to ingest? And
I do. I've seen it over the past 4 years as I play the music for people, and I've seen how people react to this music. And even what I've seen over the past year especially, I've seen other artists create music that come from a similar source of inspiration. And I knew that we were all in the same boat and all trying really to do the same thing.
You said there's 10 tracks on there. You've mentioned all of the people, production and your the features, the artist. When can we expect a release date for the project? Okay. And what is the name of it?
So, the album comes out this spring, and it is entitled The Paradise Royale. So the Paradise Royale is a fantasy place that exists in my mind, in your mind, in everyone's mind. And to get to the Paradise Royale, you don't need a ticket, you don't need a car, you don't need a train, you don't need a plane, and you don't need a fly outfit, and you don't need money. All you need is to close your eyes and to hit play. At the Paradise Royale, all people come together and unite on the dance floor to celebrate under this one sound.
Okay. For you, this is what I'm getting from the music video, it seemed like you entered Paradise Royale when you were given the hat from the guy in the shop.
Indeed.
The hat, where did it come from?
I started wearing boater hats. I started wearing hats in general like these. The boater hat to me just stood out. It was something so kind of classic, but so unique and so new and so fresh because you didn't see anyone wearing them. And something about it just clicked, and it really became my signature, to a point that, if I go to a show without the hat, the promoter would be like, where's the boater hat? It's crazy. I mean, it was really natural, which I love. I love when things happen organically like that, but it really has become my signature thing, which is why it was so fitting that the hat was the way, to transport myself into this kind of, fantasy land called the Paradise Royale.
Yeah, and I see fashion is a big thing. I mean, you have a big influence.
I really don't want to cut you off, but I've been trying to say this the whole interview. Your pink jeans, your faded pastel pink jeans are killing it right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I felt that when you walked in the room, I kind of had to change out of the black leather pants, but we were so in a rush to get started with the interview, I felt kind of underwhelmed by the pink denim. I just had to say that.
Awesome. I'm glad you liked them. I'm glad you liked them.
I love them. I might have to make like a kind of like a washed pink denim suit for the spring tour.
There you go. And rock it with the Cole Haans with the pink
Oh,
bottoms.
the Cole Haan buck? The Cole Haan. Those are okay. Actually, we gotta back this up a second. So I just finished my show on the Robin Thicke tour. I'm a little sweaty and tired. I put on the black leather with the black sweatshirt, with the fedora with the shell toes. And this man walks in wearing washed pink denim jeans and forest green Cole Haan wingtip bucks. Now let me ask you a question. Did you wear pink and green on purpose, or is this a total coincidence?
No, total. I got up. I basically judged it on the shoes. I'm like, yo, I'm rocking the Cole Haans today.
Wait, so you didn't rock pink and green because those are my signature colors?
Oh, no, I rocked it because of this. But, since I'm here in the Paradise Royale, and the only way to get in is to rock the pink and green.
So this is a total coincidence?
Total coincidence.
Okay, for those who don't know, the signature colors of the Paradise Royale are pink and green. To our right, we have my trusty road manager,
Boom.
DJ Nick at Night, wearing a pink and green signature DJ Cassidy varsity jacket, which you will soon be able to find on djcassidy.com. Thank you.
I need that. I need that immediately.
I'm sending you
to
one.
go with these.
I'm sending you one.
Awesome. DJing. You've seen vinyl. You've worked with vinyl. We've seen the CDs come. We turn it into MP3s and computers. I've seen you on the Sony commercial, I think, where you're on a jet and there's somebody showing you like on a iPad or some digital DJ thing, and you've seen all the changes. How do you feel about the technology from growing up from the vinyl years to now? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it perfect? Is it the perfect marriage?
I used to carry 9 crates of records to every gig. And in those 9 crates of records, I probably had about 900 songs. Now on a computer, I have about 25,000 songs. Now, do I miss the actual physical act of flipping through records at a party and having to look at the cover to know what it is, and flipping the record up like this and holding it out for your next record, and you let the record go and quickly take off the needle and take off the record and put it on the crate and put the next record on and put the needle on? I miss that motion. It was part of the adrenaline. And you don't have the same adrenaline because you don't have that physical activity. Mm-hmm. Typing on a computer is not something that we think of as adrenaline, that doesn't create energy. So some energy in the process has been lost. But did we gain so many important things? Yes. People rock crowds in different ways. Some use the microphone to rock a crowd. Some use mixing skills. Some use scratching skills. Some use their own appearance. And even when I perform with my band at a show, my goal is to still rock the party. It's to make everyone in their seat get up, mm-hmm. and to turn it into a party.
And achieve the Paradise Royale right there in their seats. Lastly, my last question to you is, you've done Jay-Z, Beyonce's wedding. You've played for the president. You're doing this tour. You saw your Legends of Summer. You've done clubs. What is your mind state, going into a club versus playing at a concert with, 20,000 people?
I'll tell you the main difference, and I hope this answers your question. The main difference is that the show that you see on the Robin Thicke tour and that you see at a DJ Cassidy concert has a set list that has been already determined. Whereas when you come to a DJ Cassidy party to see a DJ Cassidy DJ set, there is absolutely no preparation. The future is completely unwritten. And that's the core of the difference, that I'm walking on stage knowing exactly what I'm going to play. You are going out there to turn the concert into a party and to rock the party people. But there's a greater kind of focus on the ability to read that crowd when you're at a party setting.
Okay. I get it. Do you find the concerts to be, or do you find the party rocking to be a little bit difficult? Maybe not, because you've probably done it for a while, but just the idea of an unwritten future versus the set list.
No, that's what makes it so exciting. What makes this exciting for me tonight is that there's a band to completely interact with me. And it's not just me up there. It's now me and real musicians, and we're creating this music together. That's exciting. But when I'm DJing a party by myself, what makes that exciting is that it's completely unwritten. That it's up to the people really to determine what I'm going to do. It's up to their, it's who they are. It's what they look like. It's how they move. It's how they look at me. It's how they communicate with me. It's the lights. It's the sound. It's the energy in the room, and that all kind of affects what I do to them.
Take notes right there. Big notes on crowd reading from DJ Cassidy.
And take notes on your computer, not your pads, because it's a new day with modern technology. So we don't write shit down on yellow pads anymore. We write it on a computer with our Seratos.
There you go. There you go. with the future and the technology and everything, you're recognizing it. That's awesome. And social media now, like for those who want to follow you, Twitter, Instagram, where can they?
At DJ Cassidy on Twitter, at DJ Cassidy on Instagram, / DJ Cassidy on Facebook, djcassidy.com, and anything else I didn't think of, DJ Cassidy.
And the singles on iTunes?
My single, Calling All Hearts, featuring Robin Thicke and Jessie J, is on iTunes now. Go download it. And the music video for my debut single, Calling All Hearts, featuring Robin Thicke and Jessie J, is on Vivo.com right now. And my debut album, Paradise Royale, in stores spring 2014. This is DJ Cassidy.
DJ Beatstreet. This is the Paradise Royale.
And this is Backstage at the Paradise Royale. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Now get the hell out of my room.
Boom. Perfect. Boom. Cool. Yeah.
I can't believe you're wearing Penguin. It took me a half an hour to notice. I didn't know.